Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Pocket Change. Episode 78, Picker Pass 20. 20 of
20
these.
pass. 20
Yes.
picker pass. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. I think our last picker pass, I had figured out that we have done like 76 or something
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
episode 76, and we did 76 items.
We've done like 76 items approximately. Wow. So we're getting up there on items for you guys to be at least leaving behind at yard sale tables and at consignment shops. I wish I could say we had found a whole lot more that we should be getting, but it is what it is.
We have at least 20 good ones in there. So,
Got to. Now, I will say this: the very best ones, ladies and gentlemen, are hard to find. I've tried to compile a list of them, search specifically for those items, but it has not happened. But yeah, wow, episode 78 of Pocket Change, the
you got a fan
original.
going there?
Of course, there's no AC down here. You can hear
Yes.
it.
I've noticed that in the last couple episodes, your windows are moving. It's like you're
Oh,
having a small earthquake. Before that wasn't happening. But
it's not like everybody don't know this is a backdrop. I'm covering
this
up
is a
my
backdrop. I got this for
eBay
my kid.
mess. Yeah, that's your eBay backdrop. I'm covering mine up because my wife makes fun of me. She says, "Wow, this looks like a five and dime pawn shop down here,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen." But this is my messy eBay room. Used to be our COVID gym, so all the equipment's behind here too.
Yeah, I moved
Eventually,
out the dining room we don't use this week, and I was listing like crazy. I had boxes everywhere. And by Thursday, yesterday, my wife's like, "Is this a new thing, or is this just a part-time thing?" I'm like, "No, I won't do this. Shit everywhere." She's, "I can't live like this." I'm like, "I know, it's fine, but me a week."
absolutely, this is absolutely permanent. I'm taking over another room in the house for eBay.
Yeah, the garage looks like shit. The eBay room's full of crap, and now you're out here. You're not going to fill this up. This ain't going to look like this.
You got to at least be able to shut the door.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. As long as it's not in her face, she's okay with it.
Yeah, that's the way mine is. She does not give a crap what's down here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only time she cares is she comes down here twice a week. Just she has to use my computer for a couple things like twice a week, and she's like, good lord, that was cleaned up at one time. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 water bottles. 12 water bottles just stacked up, waiting to throw away. I wait till it gets so full on the desk I can't, and then I put them in a big trash bag. Are we
Yeah,
at
that's how my desk
flops?
was, and then my ShipStation computer died. So I've been having troubles out of it, rebooting and doing weird stuff. So then I had to take the PC out of here and move it out there because right before the show I was deciding to do some shipping. So then I had to redo all this with my laptop. So hopefully the sound is
Wow.
good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad you are with us, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone. So glad you're with us here this morning, this noon, this afternoon, this evening, and good night. No, I'm kidding.
All right, thanks for stopping by. That's the show.
Yeah, sorry we didn't have any items.
Yeah,
Nah, we're
you got
glad you're
it.
here. Be sure to subscribe and hit the like and the notification bell, especially if you like our content. We are going to be doing, of course, as we said, a picker pass. This is picker pass 20. Got quite a few items. Now we'll go over some things. Everybody knows there's some exclusive things we talk about during picker pass. We'll be talking about those. We will not get into Benz's week. That's what we've nicknamed it now. Benz's week is a session on our regular podcast. So if you're looking for that, you'll have to
Because
join
I'm
us
a
on.
full time reseller now.
He's a by accident, he's a full time reseller. So you'll have to catch that on episode 79 coming up here. Let's see, will this be out before 79 or after 79? Should
But
be after,
78, so hopefully.
hopefully, but I know we've gotten a little off sometimes. But
Yeah, so I apologize. I think I dropped the pick and pass on Wednesday this week because I got overly excited about listing. Our Friday show is going to come out on Saturday, but next week we should be back to Tuesday and Friday again.
perfect.
Yeah, I got to, yeah, because I'm not going to, what I did this
I,
week is not sustainable.
I don't understand. Wait a minute, you're full time now. You got plenty all the time. No, I'm kidding. We're picking on him a little bit. But let's go ahead so we don't waste too much time. So we already shot the breeze just a little bit. Let's go ahead and you do. Let's see, we're doing what? How many items are we doing now?
5.
We do 5. Okay,
Yep.
so two, then me, then
You.
oh, what is bobbleheads? I thought we'd have enough Funko Pops.
No, it's not a. It's a NECA. NECA. Bobblehead. Incredible Hulk.
I'm gonna say pass, completely and
Come
utterly
on, he's cool,
pass.
man. Look at him. Stud.
Nah, I'm gonna say pass.
I have no idea what it paid for him. I found him in the box when I was taking stuff out of the storage unit. I would assume it was with a bunch of other toys and stuff, so it probably came with a lot.
I hope my fan's not getting ready to fall down the stairs, ladies and gentlemen. It just started making a weird noise. It's probably gonna blow parts this way. You just see a
Okay, let's share that.
accidental
He's got the closed mouth. So, 15.99, 22,
22.99 on a closed mouth. Okay,
19.99 in a box,
there's the
14.99.
closed mouth for 14, or open mouth for 14.99. So they
Yeah,
pretty much go from about 14, $15 all the way up till apparently they go up to 50, but I don't think that's the truth.
no, that's 135.35. Yeah. Oh, I got a new offer. This is like a new. We need to do these more often. So,
All right, well, go ahead and click on it. Let's see what you.
I'm gonna let go. I'm not gonna do that again this time. That was
Okay,
fun.
well, it was fun
Plus, I know
one
it's
time.
like $4 items, so I'm not worried about
Okay,
it. So,
so how many is listed? There's
45 are listed. NECA Incredible Hulk.
45. Let's see how many are sold.
Hey, look, different piece.
Hey, might
So
have
I
just
have to
been
pay
that
now.
PC.
I think so. 8.
8 divided by 45. That is a 17.7777. So repeating 7. So 7, I would say 18% sell through rate, ladies and gentlemen. So that would definitely be a pick, especially if you are doing Benz's store model where you're a little bit of everything and you're trying to build up that volume.
It
That
looks
would
like 15 bucks.
definitely be a pick. Yeah, it does look like the average is around 15 to, I'd say 15 to 20. I think the one
Yeah.
in the box, that guy's a little off his rocker for 135. It's not sold for that. So
No.
yeah, I'd say around 15 to 20 bucks. So you need to get it for around $2, honestly. You want to make 10 times your money. That's where Benz wants to be, where he wants every one of you guys to be. So you need to get it for $2, but I would probably stretch it to 4. I don't mind 5 times my money. I prefer 10, but hey, 5 times works for me. So $2 to $4, preferably
Yep.
less, but yeah, that's where you need to be on that particular item. But it would be a pick. Now
It's a pick for me.
for me, it's on that cusp for my model where I'm doing the 620, building up the 620 that have the higher resale values, trying to keep the inventory small. That would be on the cusp, but still, great item, especially if you get it for $4.
Yeah. I'm going to say I'm pretty sure I didn't pay more than $4 for it, so I should be good.
Knowing you is probably a dollar to 50 cents to a dollar. I
It
mean,
came with a bunch of other stuff in the box, so I'm pretty sure I paid $10 for the whole box.
yeah.
That was fun. Oh, yeah.
What's
I go
next?
again.
You go again. Yep, because we're
So,
down
look,
to one. Yeah, I'm still using my metal cups here, ladies and gentlemen.
banana.
I prefer my banana. If you don't get that joke, you'll have to watch a previous pocket change.
Dale
Earnhardt,
Earnhardt
okay.
mug.
I'm going to say absolutely hard pass. I have happen to have some Dale Earnhardt merchandise, especially being from North Carolina, and it is not selling worth a crap. So I'm going to say hard pass on that. Back when he was the king of racing, no offense to my driver, Richard Petty, but he was a hot item, hot ticket item. That would have sold like crazy. He's pretty much forgotten now.
Beyond that, right? So you look it up. There's 2,900 of them. That seems like a lot for one guy's mugs, right? There's a gazillion different type of mugs.
Yep. And they range everywhere from $5, $6 all the way up to looks like about $100. You've smoking something.
Yeah, Franklin Mint. Yeah, so they're collectible because they're made to be collectible. So I'm sure there's none of them out there.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them for 75. Hey, they just went from $55 a piece to 25. I would say it's a $5 item.
Yeah. At best.
Yeah, I bought it for a quarter. I know how much I paid for that.
You're probably good then, and you probably could sell it for $5. Okay, so how many did you say there was?
2,900.
2,900.
120 sold.
I don't think that's going to be very good there.
Hey, look, here's one of those steins for $5.
It comes out around a 4%, 4.13. So
Yeah,
4% sell through rate, ladies and gentlemen. So,
that's the
like
one
I
I have
said,
up there.
Dale Earnhardt, and it's not just Dale Earnhardt. I'm not picking on Dale Earnhardt Senior, Junior, any of them. Racing stuff has lost its. The
Yeah,
merchandise has really lost its thing. Merchandise came out big in the late 80s, early 90s, and carried until about year 2000.
yeah.
And
I think
since
they
then,
overproduced.
we've seen it. Yeah, it's been overproduced.
There's,
About it.
there's 400 vendors out there selling all kinds of stuff, just trying to hawk you whatever. There's a 14 shirt ones, and there's a bunch with the little cars and all this kind of stuff. I knew it wasn't a good thing, but for a quarter, and I got other mugs, so I'm going to do a bunch of mugs. So I have
Yeah, I think you lot them up and let somebody else have it.
yeah,
It's one of those items you can throw in there, and somebody, well, I'll buy the lot because that'll sell. NASCAR stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you hear Ben's talk about his diecast cars quite a bit. They
yep.
do well,
Sold two this
except
week.
racing diecasts do not do well.
Yeah, so I got a deal on an auction. I bought probably like 100 diecast cars that were racing cars. I've listed half of them, and they've been listed for 2 months. And I have a few watchers, but every offer I send, they don't pick them up. So I
Racing
don't.
items just don't. Racing cards is the worst baseball style cards you can buy. Pokemon does better than racing cards.
That
So
not the white box, but the bag full of boxes. Those are all racing cards. I bought them for $1.50.
yeah,
Thousand of
and
them.
that's probably what they're worth
Yeah,
altogether. I mean, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, you would think that in places like Mooresville, North Carolina, Wilkes County, North Carolina,
the reason I
those
bought them.
you think they'd be scooping them up, and they're not. They're just not. It's too many items, too much to choose from.
The reason I bought them is because they're not normal cards. I don't know if they're worth anything because I haven't looked them up. I should probably save it for another pick and pass.
You
But
should.
they are like folded over, too thick, and they have everything's popped out on them.
I don't know. It might be worth something.
I don't know, but for $1.50, there's a
They're
bunch of them.
different. They're definitely different. I
Yeah,
just
I've
I
never
stay
seen
away
cars
from
like them.
I stay away
We'll look
from
them up next week.
sound like a plan, but I stay away from racing stuff. I just do. Ladies and gentlemen, I spent many years in Mooresville, North Carolina. Race City USA, as they call it. Knew a lot of the guys there. Changed tires on several of their personal cars because I worked in a tire changing shop for a while. Great guys, don't get me wrong, but their merchandise is overmade. That's
I grew up in Dover, Delaware, the Monster Mile, baby. I used to
all
go there every year and for the FFA and pass out Goodies headache powder, and we got like $1,000 to do it. We have 15 people show up. We pass out Goodie headache.
that was
Yeah,
Richard Petty's thing. Goodies headache powders.
that stuff will work. Headache gone.
It does work,
I
but
tried sniffing it once. Don't do that. Just
I've
pour it
never
in your mouth.
tried to
Yeah,
mix it in my drink.
maybe it'd be redneck cocaine, but it wasn't. It just burnt. Just don't sniff goodies. Trust me. Tried it.
All right, moving right along before he gets into too much of it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an Xbox controller. So many of you will recognize it. You can pick up Xbox controllers and use PlayStation controllers on auction sites all over the place. You don't find them much at yard sales, but you find them a lot in thrift stores, pawn stores, and like I said, auction sites. And you can find bundles of them for really cheap. So I wanted to see if they're worth buying. Are they worth bidding on? Are they worth buying? Because do they sell? So this is mine. What do you think, Ben? Is this a pick or a pass?
I'm going to say because it's branded Xbox or whatever it is. If it's branded, they're worth more money than unbranded. So
I
I
think
say
I think you're right there.
yes. I think the ones that are aftermarket, not from my, I don't sell that stuff, but I listen to a podcast. I forget the name of it, but they do mainly video games, and the guy's name's Pee Wee.
Hey, maybe we get a
Hey, you
couple.
know what his real job is? He's a referee for the WWF or something like that. He's a wrestling referee.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But let's take a look, see if these controllers are. And I know we're specifically focused on Xbox tonight because that's how we looked it up. Of course, you guys know our process. So if you come across a
Yep.
PlayStation one, you can look at it. Oh, look at it now. Is that new or used?
It's brand new.
Okay, so that's brand new. What about used though? That's the thing. because brand new is going to sell for sure. If you get a hold of brand new ones,
But
we'll
took
hold
it from 55 down to 30,000.
looks like they are selling, but
The wireless one here, that's similar to yours, just a different color.
yeah, that's exactly like mine, just a different color, $25.
This one's got
There's the
21
white.
bids.
There's exactly the one I got for $1.25 on auction, ain't it?
No, it's 10, 10 what? Oh, yeah, it's a buck 25, 2 bids. But there's one there that I was looking at, same thing. It's up to 1050 pre-owned.
Okay.
I wouldn't do an auction with them because I might do an auction on these ones here that are a little bit different. But if it's just a plain old one, you're going to end up probably not making your money. All
Yeah.
right.
So you need to be
Xbox.
careful, ladies and gentlemen. It looks to me like honestly, you need to get them for less than $1 a piece. And that sounds crazy. So how many is there? You said 30 some thousand.
30,000 plus. So 30,000
Okay.
sold items. We have 23,000.
There might be a pick.
Although Xbox controller is very, yeah, there's one you have for $20.50.
Yeah, so they're not a big ticket item, but ladies and gentlemen, they're roughly around a 75% sell through rate. So yes, they are definitely something to
Yep.
buy them up, but you do need to be careful. They're not selling, especially these where they're just a standard old Xbox, different color, solid color. You need to get this one for less than $1, from what I'm seeing. $1 or less, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. Now, if you get the special one like the Call of Duty, there, I'm not sure
Yeah.
that'll actually sell for $75, but
Let's look
you
up
can spend.
unbranded real quick because I think unbranded isn't going to be as good, but I could be wrong.
Okay,
Unbranded game controllers 3,500.
okay. Is this branded or unbranded?
Unbranded. We
Okay.
did the Xbox. This is just unbranded game controllers. 1,200. 3,500 to 1,200. So maybe they are as good. They sell for less.
And they're not quite as good. They're only 34%. They're still
Yeah,
worth
but it's still
buying. I
more than
still,
33. So
yeah,
if
still
you're out there
definitely.
and you're doing your thing and you want to be over 20%, anything will work. All right.
Yeah, so you definitely want to buy them, but it does look. Now, there's an N64. Is that an N64 controller? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's an N64, but it's not branded, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's aftermarket.
Wow.
There's a bunch of them. Third party controllers, $99.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I'm looking to. Some of them say tested, some of them say not. So if you're gonna make the money, you need to have the system to test them on. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you need to get them for less and just claim untested. Do not put tested on one you do not know it works, ladies and gentlemen. You will get terrible feedback. That's a good way to kill your store right off. Because here's the big kicker, and I want this may be a good time to talk about this, Benz. For every 100 positive feedback you have, if you get one negative, not neutral, but negative, it can drop you up to 3%. So you got 100 and
What are you doing? Shitty math?
no, it's weighted, dude. It's weighted because
Nah,
I saw a guy. I will argue this. I will argue this.
I don't
I
think
saw
so.
a guy that had a
Percentage.
hundred items sold. He had one negative, and he was at 97.3.
Oh, then their math is bad. And the other thing, too, that they should do, because, and they don't do
It
this,
should
but
be
I think
1%, but I
he
think
should be 1%.
negative. I think neutral is 1%, and I think negative
It
3.
was his 100 in the past year because they only count the past year. So he might have only had 80 in the past year and the 20 were older. Do
Might
your
be.
research.
I don't know, but we
But
will
I think what
research
they
that,
should
ladies
do
and
is
gentlemen.
take your overall sales because you have a high rate. So it's saying you're getting like 45, 50%. I'm at about 30%. I'm at like 380 and I sold 1,200 items. So
Yeah,
I think they should take it against all of them. If you don't get even if you don't get a thing, it should say percentage of bad versus
yeah, that would be
fair.
good. It would be more
That
fair.
would make more sense.
It would be more. It would be better to do that. Maybe
Be
we
more
should
fair.
write into eBay and tell them, look, because here's the thing: you'll see guys who have 99.9%. 99.9%. You look, they've sold 5,000 items and they've had 200 bad reviews over the years. That's still a pretty good significance. If you've had
I
100,
was reading a thing saying that a lot of people, when they see 100%, they don't believe it. So you're better off to get one ding at some point because it seems more real. Just saying.
I'm not going with that, ladies and gentlemen, but that may be the case. I think if you're buying it and you want to go buy from people who have 99.9 versus 100, I think you're
Not my
crazy.
right. I didn't say it was right.
Here's
I
the
have
thing,
100%.
but here's the thing, and maybe
Knock
that's
on wood.
something I have 100% too, knock on wood right now. But here's the thing, and I want to point this out. It's very difficult to get these things removed. So if
Yeah,
you
I
have a
agree.
hundred, if
It's
you
not
have a
only
hundred feedback, it's not like you're faking it. It really is.
yes, but I think in the past they gave you one free a year, and if you were a concierge, they'd take more off. So I do think it was easier to have 100% back a year ago than it is today.
Yeah, it's
So like
not
today,
now.
I had a problem. I sold a hat. I sent the hat to a guy, and the guy sent me a note this morning. And said, "Hey, I wore this 3 times and the buckle fell off. It was a strap back with a metal buckle that held the thing down. You broke it. That's your freaking problem, right? No, that would be the wrong attitude. I say, oh, I apologize. He's like, do you have a buckle that you could send me? I'm not Hat Man McGee, so I don't. So I said, hey, I'm sorry. It's a nice hat. It was a really nice hat. And I said, too bad. I would like to see you go to somebody. And I gave him a full refund. And then he sent me a note back. And he said, hey, you don't have to refund me the whole thing. I said, no. I said, I'd rather refund you the $20 than to have a dissatisfied customer.
Right.
And then I said, but I think you could probably, I said, look into it. There might be a place you can get a buckle. And he's like, yeah, my wife's got some Velcro. So we're going to add Velcro to the strap and I'll just fix it. I said, cool. Because it's too nice of a hat not to wear. And he's like, yeah. That was a good positive experience, even though he bought some from me and it was a piece of crap.
Anyway, so we got off the subject there, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna bring it back, pick or pass. Next item, because we don't want to take up too much of your time. We want to. We've been saying we want to shorten these back down for you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what is that? That's not a.
It's a laser disc, Star Trek laser disc, Star Trek: The Next Generation laser discs.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna say no. My
So
grandfather was into those things, and they were like a short run. They were back when DVDs were this big, ladies and gentlemen. And they're like
just big
12,
old
like
DVDs.
4 feet across. You had to
And I
use
don't think
like
there's
a
many
mega
players
player.
out there. I don't think there's many players. I don't know. I was on an auction. I was buying other stuff. This had no bids. I bid $1 for 3 of them, and I got it. Then with my buyer's premium, it cost me $1.17. So I got $1.17 invested. They're cool in their own way.
They are cool, but I don't think they're. I don't think they're sealed VHS.
No, they're not. I'm sure. I did, but
In fact, I think
are
they're
they
worth less than
worth
DVDs.
the
I'm
money?
gonna
You're
say
down. I'm for $1. I'll buy anything.
I know.
That's
he
my
will.
problem.
He will, ladies and gentlemen. He would probably buy that. One lady was making turd earrings. He'd probably buy her stuff.
So
Seriously,
brand
look
new,
up.
$45. I don't know if it's a pipe dream. There's 276 of them. Here's
Okay.
open ones for 17.50, $19. Two of them, like the ones I have, $15 for two.
Okay. All right.
11.25. I have this one. So $5. That's probably more like what they're worth.
Yeah. But let's see what they sell for. So there's how many of them? 200 and
267
267.
on 103. 29.
I don't even want to do this one. Hey, it's better than what you had that last one. It's 10.86 or 11%. So this would be definitely be something that would go in Benz's model here, ladies and gentlemen, that you would buy. He's and there's $5, there's $10,
ten
there's
bucks,
$8. So
18.
you want to get it for a dollar, like he's got a dollar in all of them.
Yeah,
That'd be great. That'd be really sweet. But you definitely want to buy them for a dollar, for around a dollar a piece, because then if it sells for $5, you at least made something once you pack it up and ship it out. Sell it for 5 and offer free shipping. Go ahead.
that's a good plan. If you want to lose money,
It's a terrible plan, but there's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I still would pass on it at 11%. It would not fit in my store model at all, but Benz's everything store, hey, that's great. Not for me. Now, the 76% item, Yeah, that's where we're talking about. Xbox controllers, baby. I'm gonna start buying up every one I can find. That's a great one. Now it'll collapse. We'll flood the market with our two followers.
It will be overtaking the market. All right, so not a great one, but for a dollar for three, and I was like, you know what?
Yes. If you're doing Benz's model, the everything model is a little easier in some regards than the model I'm at because you got more versatility in what items you can get. And so you can be more flexible. Now, the major disadvantage is, of course, like Benz was saying earlier, he's got his eBay room, he's got his garage. And his wife was like, "This is not happening in the dining room," and he's got two storage buildings.
But
So
it's the dining room we don't use. That's the point I had, right? We never go in there.
you have two dining rooms.
Yeah. I have a huge freaking house. That's why I need to make some money. Otherwise, they're going to come take it from me.
So go to CJ Benz Finds, ladies and gentlemen, on
Please, I need
eBay
your
and
help.
please buy some of his stuff. He's full time, not because he wanted to be, but because his job ended and he's looking for another job while being full time reseller. We're pulling for you, Benz, and hoping you won't ever have to go back to work. But
And we'll see what happens.
all right. Oh, look, we got the vans
In the box,
in
I
the
got
box.
these when I went to Crossville. I got
Now
three pair from a lady, and I paid $11 a piece for
I'm
them.
gonna tell
Seemed a
you, my
little
girl
high,
Desert
but
Sellers, she loves shoes. She buys shoes all the time.
they're
Now,
brand new.
yeah, I was gonna say they look those being white soled, and yeah, those are never worn. Wow.
Yeah, and they're all three like that. So I didn't feel like juggling three pair, but it's the basic
I
classic
think
slip on.
I think you just look for Vans.
Yeah. I did classic slip on because if you do Vans, then it's a massive amount. So I
Okay.
went the classic slip on.
Which is a classic Vans anyway. So go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say pick, ladies and gentlemen. By the way. All right. So what we got?
So these ones are like mine. Checkerboard.
Mm-hmm.
I got I got a blue pair with checkerboard, and then I got a pink pair. So 33,000 pairs of Vans classic slip on.
33,000. Okay. Come on, 35,000 sold.
6,100. 20%.
18.48. So yeah, still that would even be fall into the line on my store model, ladies and gentlemen. So I did say pick on that because I like Vans. I grew up
So
in Vans.
these are new. So I changed it to new. It's 2,700 sold
Okay, so 2,700 sold.
and 33,000 plus. How can that not have changed? Because it didn't change up here.
What's you going to say?
I was gonna say that makes no sense. 16,000.
That's going to be even better. Yeah, 16.875. So it actually dropped down a little bit.
Yeah, it got
Uh,
worse.
yeah, it got a little worse. New. I guess people like used shoes. I will say this: the girl that I love to watch on YouTube, Desert Sellers, she does a lot of shoes, and she makes a lot of money off of shoes now. And there are people too. You can really get into shoes, ladies and gentlemen. And eBay will
Yeah.
even do a on certain shoes, like the Nike Air Jordans and some other models. They will do the authentication of them. Now, I don't
Yes.
think he needs to do that on Vans, but
Well, not over $100.
it's still not a bad deal. Definitely an item that if you're doing his model, you pick up. On my model, you would go, do I have the space? Because if you're lacking your 620 for the month, you don't have the items, you go, okay, yeah, let's pick them up because it's still right there around that 20 mark. Definitely something. Now, what were they selling for? That was the thing. So we didn't quite figure out what you need to buy them for.
Okay, so advanced. Let me share that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you want to pop it back up here for us?
All right, so those ones sold for $62. These are sold.
Yeah, 75,
75,
50,
50,
185.
185.
Good Lord.
Fancy.
So it looks like they sell for around, well, right there was some markdown 30. So 30 to on up, ladies and gentlemen. So you could easily get by with $5, $10 on them and make some money.
It does look like though, if you can find the Van Gogh ones or the fancier ones, they sell for a lot more money.
Yeah, they're a little more rare. But yeah, you definitely if you come across a pair of Vans new in the box, you want to check them out. Take your phone out, pull a little picture of them because if there's something special you want to know, it gives you more buying room
Yeah,
in
I
your
didn't
money.
think I was going to make a lot of money, and plus they're all size women's. They're men's 8.5, women's 10. And my wife likes Vans, so the three of them will probably go to her. So
So Ben's just lost money, but it
yeah,
will keep her happier, and he can work longer in the dining room they don't use.
yeah, there you go.
But wait, honey, here you go. And then the next day, she's like, I thought this was going to stop. But wait, there's more.
It's the formal dining room. No one uses their formal dining room.
We don't really have a formal dining room. We've got just a table beside the kitchen. So I have a, I'll admit, ladies and gentlemen, I do pick on Ben's a little bit, but he's been to my house. Our house is, for when it was built in the 1960s, it was a large house.
Oh yeah, it's a
Uh,
nice house.
and
Don't get me wrong.
it's a sizable house. It's too big for us now. We're going to be downsizing here as soon as our daughter moves out and go somewhere where far away to pursue her dreams. We are going to be downsizing because we just we have too much space.
Oh
This
yeah,
house,
and so we do too, right? So we got a massive house because we moved from California, and when we lived in California, we had a 1,300 square foot house, and it was small, but it was perfect for us. We really didn't need a bigger house, so we should have sold that and bought the same size house here, and I'd have no house payment. Instead, we got a McMansion with a pool and all the other crap that comes with
well,
it.
but it's going to be better resale value when you move into Shady Acres in
I
the Gate.
agree, and I specifically bought one story instead of a two-story.
Oh, so
Uh,
you can die there and then she can sell it. I got you.
that's the thing.
Yeah, see, we got split level, ladies and gentlemen. Ben's came over and he's like, good God, how many stairs? It's a weird split level with,
It's like a triplex,
yeah, with four different levels. It's got
yeah,
four different levels. You
quadplex.
can't go anywhere in this place without stairs. And
Yeah, I went there and I did not stay there because he was in the middle of renovations. I'm like, that's cool. So instead, I stayed with some weird guy in the Airbnb with a hot girlfriend, Asian girlfriend. That's what he said. His name,
but
my
he never
Asian.
saw the girlfriend.
No, I think he made that up. He's like, my Asian girlfriend might cook you dinner. And then he was hanging out. I hung out with him, drank with him. He was cool.
Yeah, he's let me get you drunk and I'll show you my Asian girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah. And he tucks it back, and he's what's that? Bob, the guy from uh, and the girl puts the lotion in the basket or whatever the hell that guy. What's that guy? I forget his name. I know his name. I can't think of it.
You gotta stop. I just about spit my drink.
I want to say Buckaroo Banzai, but that wasn't his name.
uh,
Wild Bill something.
but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far down, because he's got a little in his cup, I got a little in mine. We don't want to get too crazy on you tonight, but
I
I
got the
hope
second cup. I don't plan. I plan.
I hope you did find some items here. Definitely look for some of the things. Look for Vans. Look for Xbox controllers. All our items tonight except one were pretty decent. And
Yes, they were all
so
good. They weren't great.
the one for 4%, I think I would stay away from that one anyway, even if I was doing your model. But I
I'll
was
buy
definitely
anything. I'm crazy.
surprised. Yeah, anything for a buck. He's what was a Bob Newhart show? Anything for a buck. Larry, Daryl, and Daryl. I'm really
Yeah.
dating myself, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching our show and you don't know who that is, I apologize. Check out Bob
My
Newhart.
name's Larry. This is my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl.
Check out Bob Newhart. Bob was funny. He really was.
The
Um,
best way is when he ended that show, right? Did you see the very last episode?
I don't remember. I know I did, but I don't
So
remember.
that was the second Bob Newhart show. There was a first one where he was married, he lived in New York, and he was a psychiatrist, and he did all these things, and he had a different wife. So then they did the Bob Newhart show where he moved to Vermont, and he owned an inn, and he took care of people, and he had this thing at the end. The very last episode of the Bob Newhart show, he wakes up. He's like, "Wow, that was a weird dream," and he rolls over, and it's the wife from the first one, and he starts explaining to her, "Oh yeah, I owned this inn in Vermont." That's the ultimate way to end the show is, oh, this whole show was a dream of the guy from the original Bob Newhart show.
They did that on Roseanne too.
Now that was different. That was Dan was dead or not dead. I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, that series ended really weird. But anyway, yeah, check out Bob Newhart if you like comedians. He's pretty funny.
Yeah, his first album was, I think, the first comedy album to ever go and win album of the year.
And if you don't know who
Pretty true.
Bob Earnhardt is, we'll throw this in there. If you don't know who he is, you probably remember him from,
Bazinga.
I was going to say, The Big Bang Theory, because that was the most recent one he did before he died. He was on The Big Bang Theory. He kept being, he, what was it? He died on the show because he was,
Yeah,
when he first appeared, he was real life. He was like, what, Captain Proton or Mr. Proton or Mr.
Mr.
Science,
Proton, something like that. Yeah,
something
it
like
was
that.
some kind of.
Then he died, but he kept appearing and showed his dreams. It's pretty cool. He's a funny dude. You'll enjoy him, but we don't have a comedian show here, ladies.
And you should, if you've never listened to Bob Newhart, go on to Spotify or wherever and listen to his comedy albums. They're hilarious. He was the first person to come up with, "Hey, what if George Washington got a phone call?" And just all kinds of crazy stuff that was unbelievable. He was a great stand-up comedian way before he got on television,
He really
and
was.
he did that kind of as a side thing when he was an accountant, and a friend of his who happened to be in the music business talked him into doing his first album just as a lark so he could have it because he's so funny. And that album is what went the very first comedy album to win album of the year. It's a crazy story.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got him talking about comedy. We could be here all night. We're not going to
I
be.
agree.
Thank
I love
you.
comedy.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. Subscribe, follow, tell your friends, get them all into reselling because I'm going to tell you something. And we'll talk about this. Come back for episode 79. We'll talk about improvement stats. We'll try to remember to do that because when you have a buddy, things get better.
I agree.
So
I
definitely
agree.
get your
This week,
friends in, get them watching our show. We'd love to. And now before
pay
we go,
attention.
this coming time, next time we're recording a regular pocket change, we got another heavy hitter coming on. Is that right?
Yes, we do. We've got the Beard King Picker, and when I hung out with him in Crossville at the 127, he wanted me to tell you that your beard wasn't as nice as his, and now you've shaved it off. Just so you know.
I had to, but I'm gonna grow it back. We'll talk
There
to him on Sunday night about beards, but maybe I can get some pointers for growing it back really well.
you go.
Yes, we've got the Beard King Picker. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Beard King Picker.
This will be my first time meeting him. So Ben's has talked about him quite a bit. I had talked to Mike before, so shout out to Mike again. We'd love to have you back on the show, and we may have some more. As always, if you're into reselling and you would like to be on our show, send Ben's a email at cjbensfinds@gmail.com. Tag your store in it. Let us take a look at it because we want everybody from
Yeah,
and don't send it even if you just sold your first 3 items. I mean,
that's even better. We'd love
yeah,
to get your take on this as a new seller.
the
We'd love
show
to
for
get
everybody.
somebody that Harry Tornado, who's got 450,000 subscribers on YouTube. But you know what? It's all about helping everybody else. So
Exactly. That's
I'd
what
like
we're
to
doing
reach
this for.
down and help pull you up. Not that we've done that great, but
We can definitely tell you what not to do. But
yeah,
we'd
that's for
love to
sure.
have you on just because we want to get everybody from a little bit of everywhere in their walk of reselling, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to help you. It's going to help you. It helps us. That's why we watch other resellers. That's why we talk to other resellers because this community, we love to talk with each other. So
Yes, and help
even
each other out.
if you sold 450,000 items, come on the show. If you sold 20,000 items, come on the show. If you sold 500 items, we'd love to have you on the show. If you sold 2 items, we'd love to have you on the show. Just let us know. We'll plan a time to have you on. But we do having guys on who are a little bit ahead of us too, because that helps us as well as you. But
Yeah,
thank you for for everybody watching this. If you're still with us here at 40 some minutes in, we appreciate each and every one of you. And if you left us before that, we still appreciate you. It's just we didn't get to tell you.
have a good one. We'll talk to you on Friday.